Good evening. I have a question for you. That's right, you. What comes to your mind when I say the word video games? You know, you might think of like the big ones, you know, like Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, FIFA 11, FIFA 12, FIFA 13, FIFA 14. God damn it, why are there so many games with FIFA in the title? But I want to talk about a very specific category of games today. Indie games. Now, let me define the word indie. Indie is a group of people, or like a studio, that come together and make something. That could be like music or a game. And I'm going to talk about indie gaming today. Why? Because I want to, that's why, and you have no choice but to listen. So you might be thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, an indie game, small group of people? That means that there's no group of 300 people working on the same game all at the same time, all with different ideas? This is preposterous. It can't be a great game like my precious Star Wars Outlaws. But I'm here to tell you, indie games, they go freaking hard. History lesson time. It's 2014, and solo dev Scott Cawthon has just released Five Nights at Freddy's. No, Five Nights at Freddy's to the public, and it has hit mainstream appeal like crazy. Every single indie YouTuber or like Let's Play YouTuber has gone to this game and absolutely flooded it, okay? This game has hit big, and it sort of became its own franchise, if you will. There were so many games that came after it that there's another film for it coming out this year. A second one. Tour. Now, not really many indie games hit big like Five Nights at Freddy's did, except for a couple of stragglers here and there. But Five Nights at Freddy's was the one that really made it seem like one person can hit big like Scott did. Now, you might be wondering, why are you just talking about Five Nights at Freddy's? Why aren't you talking about the history of indie games in general? You might be thinking, Harry, you have no idea how to write a script or make something of this magnitude at all, and you are just going to fail. Anyway, let's talk about... Now, Sifu is a third-person beat-em-up game focused on you, the protagonist, taking down the 5 people who helped murder your father. With you is a very cool fighting style called Pac-Mei, I believe that's how you say it, and a magical talisman that brings you back to life upon death, but at the cost of aging, and there's a multiplier too. So every time you die, you age by 1. So you start the game at 20, you go from 20 to 21 to 22, no, not 22, 23, because you died twice, so it'll get added on, 26, 30, and it will continue until, of course, you die of old age, because your fragile old bones just can't take it anymore. Now, you might be wondering, okay, pretty cool game, you know, sounds all right. Why are you talking about it? Well, because I want to. You know, why you gotta question me, man? Jeez. But the real reason I wanted to talk about it is because of the message that the game sends you, all right? You might think, okay, it's just a game about this dude who's basically trying to be Batman, but old. What's so special? What's special about it is that every time you die, you get back up. You are sacrificing years of your life to achieve your goal, which is something that I really admire. You know, you're literally giving up years and years of your life to get your goal. Just don't give up, basically. But when you reach the end of the game and finally slime out the person who killed your father, you're kind of left on this sour note of just unsatisfaction. You just kind of like, oh, I've sacrificed years of my life for that. I can't live on my 30s again. I'm 70. I'm going to die in like 2 days. And you're sort of incentivized to play the game again to get the good ending. And it sends home 2 messages. Don't give up. And like my good old friend Arthur Morgan, don't... Revenge is a fool's game, guys. Revenge is a fool's game. So anyway, enough about the goofy haha break everyone's bones game like I'm Batman. It's time to talk about another game, Firewatch, that is very close to my heart. Now, Firewatch is a game that focuses on you, the protagonist Henry, going out to the Wyoming wilderness for about 60 days.
It's actually 80 days. Get your facts right. Sort yourself out.
You mother. Anyway, enough about the goofy haha break everyone bones game. It's time to talk about another game that's very close to my heart, Firewatch. Firewatch is a game about you, the protagonist Henry, going out to the Wyoming wilderness on a Firewatch job for about 80 days. Now, during this job, you talk to your supervisor Delilah a lot, okay, and it's your decision on how the relationship develops. You can be a friendly relationship or a more romantic one. But as you progress through the game, you find out that you have a wife called Julia who has a very bad stage of dementia, and she can't remember anything. And this hurts Henry a lot, and it forces him to take this job so he can forget about everything. Now, the main plot of Firewatch isn't entirely focused around this. It's more focused about a sort of mystery of what happened to this boy called Brian Goodwin. And once you find out about the mystery, you find the boy's father, Ned Goodwin, who abandoned his son after a rock climbing incident, after he unfortunately passed away. And you find a tape that Ned left you, and this is what he tells you.
Someone left a rope for me to climb up. I'm down near the lake.
How do you know it's for you?
There's a tracking collar tied to it. Someone was leading me here. And there's another tape.
Oh my God, Henry.
Yeah, hi, Henry. Hey, you better find this before it burns up. We've been causing each other a lot of headaches. Now I gotta go stake out a site that's as fit for living as the one you're about to find. You'll get it when you see it. You can't blame me for keeping an eye on you. Not after bumping into you back in May. Down by the cave, for f***'s sake. I've been up here for 3 years. I kept it cozy. Winters are harsh as hell, and I ran out of books. But I got that antenna rigged up, and Delilah, she's a record you don't gotta flip. I kinda get why Brian took to her. About a week ago, I stopped worrying about you finding anything out, and that's right when everything went to the house with you two. You guys don't know anything about having kids. All right, nobody knows nothing. It ain't Andy and Opie walking down a lake to fish every afternoon. It ain't Mayberry. But you gotta know I didn't kill him. All right, we were climbing. I was teaching him. Brian was uneducated in the way to do anything. He just didn't sink his anchor the right way. I thought about going back, having to answer questions, and having to get him put in the ground, and I didn't see the point. Don't come looking for me. Sorry about your wife.
So, after Henry finds this message and listens to it, he goes to Delilah's tower to speak to her over headset because it's time to leave. And you sort of speak to Delilah here in a very somber note, You've sort of just left the forest figuring out what happened to this boy and what happened to his father. And you're just left on this very sour note again. And you ask Delilah, what are you going to do now? What is Henry going to do? And Delilah tells you it is time to go see Julia. Because after all this, after everything that's happened, after getting out here, coming to the Wyoming wilderness, his problems are still directly in front of him and he still needs to face them. Because he's going to end up like Ned, neglecting his problems, living as a lonely hermit in the woods. So what Henry needs to do now is actually face his problems. And that's what I think we should take away from Firewatch, is that we need to face our problems directly head on.
Go on then.
Now, I think it's enough of me talking. I think it's time we let some other people talk for a little bit about their favourite indie games.
I know you're looking at that cave and you're feeling kind of brave. Go to bed, you'll be alright. Don't mind at night. Played games. Right, you've completely distracted me just whispering loud. Okay. You gotta be louder, like muck.
Alright, bro. So, let me ask you something. How many indie games have you played?
I've played a fair amount of indie games.
Yeah. Well, I don't really play too many indie games, but I like the small exploration ones. I don't know if you heard of it. Exo 1. That was on Game Pass.
Oh yeah.
Literally play. It's so simple. You
play as a disc, and it turns into a ball. Just roll about. It's those type of indie games that I love.
Really.
Small passion projects, they really hit.
Yeah. So what would you say your favourite one is?
See, I was playing it the other day. No Man's Sky. It's rather popular, but it is an indie game.
Yeah.
Started off awful reviews. Good idea, awful reviews. But over time, added more updates. They've grown into this really successful game. Literally, people estimate it'll take billions of years for you to complete the game.
Oh wow.
Because it's based on like exploration, fully open world, and has like AI generated planets.
Oh,
They're
right.
not like lacking of detail like Starfield.
Yeah.
They're like actual detail like gas giants, all sorts. Goes on for infinite.
I think Undertale is great because it like breaks how story games are usually portrayed. Like a video game, you don't really think about the mechanics or the people in it necessarily. And with Undertale, obviously, certain routes you take in the game can lead to different endings, and those endings can linger on when you reset your save.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, it feels like it's not a game. Like it takes away from the game and it kind of comes into reality a little bit.
Yeah. That's really
Which
cool.
I think is great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you'd say Undertale is probably your favourite?
I would say Undertale is probably my favourite game.
So what kind of impact have these games left on you as a person?
Well, I suppose I only really play indie games as like a nice. When you're alone after a long day, you don't really have the energy to talk to anyone. You don't really want to like hop on call with anyone. You just want to chill by yourself. They have that impact. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoy. It sounds weird. I really enjoy being alone and playing indie games.
No, that's
Like
cool.
No Man's Sky, I could just explore for hours and not get bored.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice stress reliever.
Yeah. Yeah.
in a way.
I hear that. Yeah.
And it just really hits. So yeah, that's how this impacts me.
That's it. So what effect have these games like Undertale have had on you as a person?
I mean, Undertale has enlightened me. Okay, I'm talking like, it's changed my perspective on life. That is how deep that game is.
Yeah.
There's some really like emotional moments in that game, and considering it's just pixel art,
Yeah, exactly.
like it doesn't have insane graphics at all, but it can leave you feeling like speechless.
Yeah.
I think that's very impactful, and I think it makes me appreciate the little things better in life.
Good evening. I may look familiar. That's because I am, okay? I am the clone that Filming Harry made. I am Editing Harry. He locks me up in this room, and my entire diet is literally just fruitellas. Like, I'm just forced to live in this room and edit these stupid videos that he records, okay? But I'm here on a completely different thing. I'm not editing right now. I'm filming. I get to be Filming Harry today, okay? And he wants me here to record his outro because he forgot to do it. And yeah, he wrote a script for me. I'm going to read from that because I'm bad at doing this. Right, okay. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to not read this. So I think what Harry's trying to say here, or rather Filming Harry's trying to say here, is that you should play indie games. Play them now. Play them. Buy them. Buy them now. Play them. And I think he also wants to thank everybody who helped make this possible. And also you, that's right, you, for watching this video to the end. I think he wants you to like and subscribe or something. I don't really know what that means. But do it, I suppose. I don't know. And if you have enough brain cells by the end of this video, I applaud you. Congratulations, you made it. Okay, see ya.